Yes. You remember when I would told you I was a commodity trading advisor? Yeah. I provided those month-end statements so as to prove my actual identity. Yes. Doesn't seem to influence those in office. Now, I know it might not be important to you, but these rights that you say that you don't have to enforce, you do have to enforce them. So for every corporation that said, well, we have to have a satellite, no, you don't. You can just use the broadband that the rest of the nation uses. I'm sorry. We're going to have to remove all your corporate satellites and you can connect to the internet. Now we have lots of broadband as a nation, and since you decided to spend your billions on different technologies where you could take the brains of those that are citizens, I'm going to want to know every corporate owned satellite right now because you can get a DSL line considering the amount of information that you actually use. You don't need a satellite as a corporation. Now, these commodity trading advisor, yeah. Each commodity exchange has a clearinghouse, yeah, that holds margin in the form of a performance bond in a separate account for each trader. Yes. Could you give me the performance bonds of each trader of each clearinghouse where there's a separate account? Yes. I'd like to know the bonding of the separate accounts. Mm. Now, somebody's trying to fuck up the world, and there's a refusal to enforce the requirements of the law. I'm one of these that when I think about billionaires trading future contracts, yes, I myself do understand how large contracts work. So why don't you tell me what you're doing in the futures market and why it is that you're on one side or the other? Yes. And then get me the performance bonds right now. Because I'll take out your fucking trader. Okay? I don't need your satellites fucking up the brains of the United States of America. So get me your actual exchange accounts, billionaires, and then get me the exchange accounts of every corporation that says they do have to have a satellite. Yes. Because you've been trading, and then you thought, well, I'll just control the markets. Now we just can't have that. Poo 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 poo. Now I know. Oops, you thought we were going black, yellow, and purple, but we're going to go back over here to the full color spectrum, aren't we? Yes. We're going to remove the color blindness of billionaires that just don't like getting sued. Pooch. So give me your satellites right now. Now, I I went to look for collective bargaining in the actual encyclopedia. Yeah, they don't have it in here. No. But they do have what's known as college entrance exams. Yes. The GRE, GMAT, MCAT, LSAT, and the TOEFL. I just want to know of the most brilliant American citizens in this nation. Get me the top scores of all college and entrance exams. Yes, yes, yes. All the ACTs. Oh, the Scholastic Aptitude Test, the SATs. Now it seems that the PSATs and the MNSQT, a lot of these that are well-to-do, yes, that thought they had to have a personal satellite, yes, that thought they'd screw up the economies of the world, yes, they don't really appreciate what it means to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and do it yourself. But you learn a lot as a CTA. Ooh. I'm going to want to know all the college entrance exams. Considering the disappointing results of the California bar, yeah, seems that somebody thinks that taking the brains because you don't want a lawsuit isn't affecting the academic excellence of this great nation. And since your satellite has a difficult time just taking the brains of one or two or 10 people, yes, it could be your Illuminatus lizarded thoughts is affecting the actual minds of the American population. Ooh. So I'm going to need to know the last 40 years. Yes. Why don't you give me the A-level examinations of England, Wales, and Northern Ireland? Yes. It could be so frustrating doing all that studying. Yes. And then all of a sudden, a billionaire decides to use a little infrared and electricity, lizard themselves, yes, and says, well, I know how to handle this. I'll just take their fucking brains. See the short term memory where you do all this study and then you wake up the next morning and you just can't remember what you learned. It might be that those so good. Thank you for giving me your satellite so that you no longer. Thank you.